You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a page of text, and the words are all there, but the meaning, it's just a blur. We've all been there. And then you read something else, and it's so clear, so perfectly organized, it just clicks. Well, the difference isn't magic. It's actually a secret. And today, we're going to unlock it. It's like you're lost in this huge jungle of words. You know the treasure, the main idea, is in there somewhere, but you don't have a map. It's honestly just frustrating, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a secret key that can unlock pretty much any text? No, it's not a magic trick, it's a tool. And that tool is structure. You can think of it as the invisible skeleton that gives a strong piece of writing its shape and its strength. So, how about we crack open this toolkit? Inside, we are going to find the 5 basic blueprints that writers use to build clear, powerful ideas. Once you master these, you will never feel lost in a text again, I promise. Okay, this is basically your cheat sheet. Let's just run through them real quick. First, you've got cause and effect. That explains the why. Then there's compare and contrast, which shows you what's similar and what's different. Chronological, that's just putting things in time order. Problem and solution identifies an issue and then, a fix. And finally, description, which is all about painting a picture with words. And the real secret? Look at that keywords column. Those are your road signs. Theory is great and all, but let's actually put it to the test. It's time for a quick fire round. I'm going to show you a sentence, and you try to spot the structure. You ready to flex those new mental muscles? All right, here we go. First, she woke up late. Then she missed the bus. What's the structure here? Listen for those signal words we just talked about. Did you see them? And the answer is chronological. Of course. The words first and then are a total dead giveaway. They're like little signposts telling us we're moving through time. It's simple, it's sequential, and it's super easy to follow. That's the power of chronological order. Okay, next up, as a result of the storm, the power went out. Did you hear that? One thing is happening because of another thing. What do we call that? You got it. Cause and effect. That little phrase, as a result, creates a direct link. The storm is the cause. The power outage is the effect. It's all about connecting the why to the what. Last one for our quick round. The main problem was the broken gate. They fixed it by adding a latch. Okay, so an issue is presented and then a fix is provided. What's the structure? Exactly. It's problem and solution. The text lays out the issue and then immediately gives you the resolution. You see this everywhere, from instruction manuals to news reports. It's incredibly direct and, honestly, super useful. Okay, you've totally aced the short sentences. Let's level up. I'm going to read a short paragraph, and I want you to listen not just to the words, but to the overall job this paragraph is doing. Ready? Fire needs 3 things: heat, oxygen, and fuel. Without any one of them, a fire can't start or keep burning. For example, putting a lid on a small kitchen fire removes oxygen. That's why it works. So, having heard all that, what do you think? What's the underlying structure of that paragraph about fire? The answer is description. And this is such a great example. See, the paragraph isn't telling a story over time, and it's not really solving a huge problem. Its main job is to just describe the components of fire. It's painting a mental picture with facts to help you understand a concept. So, we've seen how structure makes writing clear. But what if this isn't just about essays and emails? What if this desire for order actually points to something deeper, something fundamental about how we understand our world? And this is where our source material takes this really fascinating turn. It points to this idea from 1 Corinthians, but everything should be done in a fitting and orderly way. The suggestion here is that our search for clarity in writing might actually reflect a much deeper, universal desire for order and purpose. And get this, the Bible itself is a masterclass in these structures. You've got chronological storytelling in the Gospels. You've got rich, beautiful description in Proverbs. And you have powerful cause and effect arguments in Paul's letters. These ancient texts are built on the very same principles of clear communication we're talking about today. So what does this all mean? Well, it kind of boils down to this really powerful idea. Structure isn't about limiting your creativity. It's about guiding it. It's the framework that lets your ideas grow strong, reach their full potential, and truly connect with people. And that idea of purpose brings us to the core philosophy behind the source for this whole explainer. It's about connecting the how of communication with the why of learning. The HeroesMart Academic Godly Learner series, where this lesson comes from, is built on a specific principle that knowledge without some sort of moral framework can be misused. Their goal isn't just to create smart people, but to create wise people. It's an interesting question to think about, right? What good is intelligence if it isn't guided by a positive purpose?
And this philosophy is tied to a promise. The idea, which is drawn from Romans 8, is that when our thinking is aligned with principles of order, purpose, and good intent, what the source calls a spiritual mindset, the result is a sense of inner peace. It's about finding clarity not just on the page, but in our own lives. So, I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. We've seen how a deliberate structure can bring clarity and purpose to our writing. If that's true for our ideas, where else in your life could a little more intentional structure bring a lot more purpose? Thanks for digging into this with me today.